four peoples who are in charge from the very origins of safekeeping this unique place on earth, La Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. And their uniqueness is the continuity that they hold with original principles. They live as they have lived from the very beginning, in the most part. Although there has been encroachment of modern thought, many places are very much intact. And that is a great treasure for humanity, to hold that continuity with our common origins. They believe that we all came from one single point of origin. And if you go all the way back, I think that we can come to that conclusion that in essence, we all have one point of origin. And they can bring us back to that place of unity that exists in that point of origin.
The universal unification process is intended by the Great Mother to lead us to the original principles, by guiding us to the realization of self at the individual and collective levels, allowing us to awaken to higher dimensions of awareness, and thus clearly see the consequences, subtle effects and impacts on nature arising from our human behavior, which are creating the great imbalances we are witnessing in all aspects of life.
Humanity's history is written with sorrow, with pain, with grief, with war, with conflict, with rape, mining, and different types of natural resource use has poisoned our waters, the air, the very earth that we grow our crops on, our food. There's a lot of work to do, in other words, to repair and to restore. Yet this begins in human consciousness.
There's no future in the way we've been going. It's just so obvious. And having people visit here, like these elders, they don't do this sort of trip for nothing. They get their directions straight from the mother. I can't see any reason why I wouldn't be listening to it.
We traveled to North America, and from North America to Japan, and from Japan here to Australia. Our first place was Uluru.
One of the things that impressed me was the relationship to the land, that they too refer to the land as Mother Earth, which is what our culture does. Because when you start talking that kind of language and making that kind of comments, you realize that you are related to every other living thing on Mother Earth. The whole aim of both our cultures is to let the world see that they too belong to the same family and start caring for the land, for the environment, for the waterways, for the mountains, for the trees and every other living thing on this land as brothers and sisters and other family members. That's our greatest dream and desire, is to see that happen, so that we get permission to make the changes that are being made.
Y luego acá ahí está la mano.
60,000 years these people have been here with one purpose, which is to preserve balance as well. They fulfill a sacred purpose in this particular region of Mother Earth. And that's an example that we all need to follow. You know, what do we come here for, if not to sustain life in balance, in harmony? Well, many of us are working for human rights and the rights of nature now within legal frameworks, locally and internationally, yet even before any of these legal frameworks were created, Mother Earth was birthed with her rights to her natural constitution, to her integrity. Just like when a human being is birthed, we are born with rights. You know, we have all our physiological functions, our sight, all our senses, our memories, all these are inherent rights, if you will. Well, the same thing with Mother Earth. Mother Earth is alive, and the Earth body then has, just like us, physiological functions. So the mission statement would be that original rights of Mother Earth to her natural constitution, understanding too that we are part of this natural constitution of Mother Earth. Once we become aware that it is now our responsibility to heal and repair and restore ourselves to begin with, then only then can we actually think about healing a sacred site. Only then can we actually think about restoring an entire region that has been ravaged and just exploited to the point of that it's no longer of any use for anyone, much, and particularly for the future generations that come behind us.
We have a responsibility not only as mothers and fathers of these children that are coming in, but if we look at ourselves as mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers of every component to life, the tree, the rock, the earth, the sky, that's all of our sacred responsibility. So we have a responsibility to these children that are coming to do specific work, because these are the hands that we're going to leave it into. Let's think about that. What kind of legacy are we leaving our children? And then we have to think about our responsibility.
What is life? Life is precious. Life is given to us, but we need to take care about life. And if we want to survive, we need to go back to the origin of the law. And the origin of the law is very simple. Love to life, cooperate, be in solidarity with other beings.
I was very moved today when the elders spoke to us. He came with a specific message to the women of the world from Mother Earth, that Mother Earth was asking the women of the world to stand up for her and to act in her behalf. And he came to share that it's time for the women to activate their womanliness, their motherliness, their nurturing, their caring, that they've done ceremony to empower the women of the world on behalf of Mother Earth to bring love and care back to our beloved planet.
Every day of my life, that love keeps me going, keeps me strong. And I don't look at people in different ways, but I get the love. And this is what we're going to do in today's world, because we're living in times when anything can happen. And love gets us through a lot of stuff what we go through.
We're all indigenous to this planet. No matter where you come from, you're born on this earth. Everything's so sacred. You're all so sacred. If we take the time to look into anybody's eyes, you'll see so sacred right there in front of you. Spirit looking back.
We're one people, eh? Yes, we're one people. Whoa, we're one people. We're one people. Yes.
We call upon humanity for the unification and restoration of Mother Earth. We acknowledge and take responsibility for the imbalance in all dimensions of life. I commit to the restoration of Mother Earth.
It's just so obvious. We got work to do. Get into it. It's like all the ancestors were like, come on, this is it, let's do it. There's no anger in it, just a strong intention and a strong will to get on with the job. Start putting the energy back in, as of course we should.
That's the way our people teach us when we are growing up. You are not owners of anything. Mother Earth owns you, and you look after her just the same way you would look after your mother here, because the whole purpose of our living is to relate well to every other living thing as family.